they can take care of it. And I can drop a dog at any checkpoint along the trail. Can't pick up a dog further along the trail. I start with 16, I have to finish with 6. Any dogs that are dropped get flown back to Anchorage, and then I have a family there in Anchorage who takes care of them, and they're waiting for me when I get back to Anchorage after the race.
Do you have other larger animals chasing the dog as you win the race? Like other dangers?
Like what?
Like other bears or other wolves?
Oh, what do I mean? Any wildlife along the trail? The most common wildlife that I would meet would be a moose. The moose are pretty common for like the first 300 miles until you hit the Alaska range. Most bushers will carry a firearm just in case. Generally, the moose will see the dog team. They'll run away off the trail. Not always. I've had my dog team, had moose run through my team a couple of times. I've never seen a bear. Seen a couple wolves along the trail. Sometimes they'll run alongside the trail for a while, and then they usually go away.
That's what Dad does. That's why he does for 11.
What do I do when I have two dogs who can't get along? They don't run next to each other. I know the dogs in the kennel pretty well, and I know who gets along with whom. There's a couple of individuals that just a little annoying, and they never get to be near each other. And generally we have very few fights. That's why we have all the dogs unchained. We can't be here watching them 24 hours a day. They get along pretty well for the most part. They like having their own little house. We have our dog yard set up so that there's groups of 4 or 6 dogs that can all touch each other and still play with each other. And right from when they're puppies, when they're 6 or 7 weeks old, we start taking them for puppy walks. The litter of pups with their mom, with a couple of other older dogs. So right off the bat, they get used to being out there on the trail with us and with other dogs. And they're used to running down the trail with a pack of dogs. I've had dogs have their tug lines shoot loose when I'm hooking up, and the one dog will take off down the trail. They don't go very far. They go 400 meters at the most. And they look around, they don't see their friends, and they come running back for us. So. We're equal opportunity, males and females. It's one of the other common questions I get. My team ended up being about 50-50 male and female. The boys do tend to be a little bigger, a little bit more raw power. The girls are pretty fast, and they're generally pretty smart. My leaders, I have males and females as leaders. Each dog has their own strengths and weaknesses. I have a few dogs that are phenomenal jihad leaders, and I put them up in front of the team when I know there's going to be a lot of forks in the trail or difficult road crossings or whatnot. I have other dogs that don't really like jihad, but they're incredible at finding a trail when it's completely windblown and I can't tell where we're supposed to be going. There's other dogs that are just always excited to go. And if we get to the end of a race or we're at the end of a long training run and some of the other dogs might be getting a little down, a little tired, I can put up one of my really strong, excited leaders, and they'll keep us going down the trail. We feed these dogs a high-grade commercial dog food, high-fat, high-protein. You can't really find it at most stores in the lower 48. That's just in the summer. In the winter, we still use that kibble as a base, and then I add in a lot of meat, a lot of fish, beef, lamb, chicken, moose, beaver, also a lot of fat. I can buy 50-pound blocks of frozen chicken skins and turkey skins. I can get buckets of chicken fat and buckets of oil. So these guys are burning upwards of 10,000 calories a day when we're racing. I end up feeding them usually 3 pretty good meals, and then we stop and snack along the trail every hour or so.